Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Vans, ooh, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then it vanish. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of all the way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, now tables turn. Guys playing, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop.
Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold. Bang roll, on the go. Ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Aim off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process, and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone's doing well. Zoom chat, YouTube chat, you name it. Hope all is good. Let me see how all systems go. We look good here, we look good. And yeah, let's get into it. Today is going to be Wednesday the 3rd. And let's see what we got going on here. So start off with news as always. We have some PMI later on. We have ADP today. Yeah, heavy ADP as well. It's pretty heavy. Looking at, this is kind of like the, what do you call it? What you have before the main show. You have, I don't know, the opening act, I guess. I forgot what the name is, or the crowd warmer, right? This is the opening act before NFP, right? NFP, obviously this will play into NFP based on ADP numbers, will help us see what NFP might do here, right? So they're expecting for ADP, they're expecting numbers to go up, right? So they're expecting that employment to be growing here, economy to be growing with employment as well. If we see that number come drastically lower, we could see that gold move continue as people start to move money back into gold again. We have Powell speaking tonight as well. And yeah, we'll have a look at gold in terms of technicals because that's super interesting. So looking at GJ first here, we don't have any news for London. We have a bit of Euro news, but that's not till a little bit later, that Euro news, so I'm not too worried about that. Looking at GJ here, we're going to start off on the daily time frame here. So daily time frame on GJ, going to hide drawings just so we can have a clear view. Closing bullish here, retesting into this zone here. It's not really a daily zone, it's more of a 4-hour zone we retested, but trying to make its way towards the upside. The only thing we have to be careful about today, it does make sense if we start to break daily high to continue up. Maybe this daily resistance becomes problems. We can see this was our range, so this could be a break and retest of our range. That could be an issue, right? That could be an issue. This daily resistance right here, if this becomes a break and retest, because we could see how much of an issue it was. And we could end up in a scenario like this where we have daily support formed, price breaks the high and then fails. Daily support form, price breaks the high and potentially fails. That is possible today. That is possible. We have to keep that in the back of our mind. And, that is something we'll have to watch here. Otherwise, if we're looking at just session bias here, I think, let me just see where we've retested. I would have liked to seen us retest into the 800s here. 800 would have been nice to give me more confidence to see this whole move retraced here and us end up in the 191s, 500s. But there is still a possibility today based on structure. Everything's pointing bullish. We have 4-hour bullish candles. We have daily bullish candles that we could push past this daily resistance and end up finding ourselves, maybe up in the 191 area here, right? 191 could be where we could find ourselves landing today if we were to continue a push. So it's quite slow price action. I don't know if today will speed up. We'll have to see. Or we could just expect pushes and pullbacks and eventually make its way towards the upside here. Looking at yen weakness here, right, we can see we're still sitting at those same levels here on yen weakness. We're not making new lows though, which is good. If we make new lows, that's where I get worried. But as long as we're holding these levels here, it's okay. Looking at USD JPY as well, same levels we're holding as yesterday. So realistically, this tells me this is not a yen weakness move. This is more of strength coming back into the pound as we saw dollar dominating last week. And with dollar dominating last week, as we start to see the dollar start to pull back, we start to see money go into other assets such as the euro and the pound, which is why we're seeing a temporary move up here in the short term. Potentially that could continue. Now, let me see if my analysis is right. Which you can see that carrying over in euro as well. So that's money moving out the dollar, and obviously in gold, definitely money moving out the dollar for gold, as we can see gold keep pushing on new all-time highs and new all-time highs. So looking back here on GJ, what do we have going on? Well, with bullish candles here, I think today could be a day where we could try simple straightforwards above the ranges. Now, I've done some measuring of the ranges. They're not as big as I expected it to be. They're quite small, the ranges, but then again, your stop loss is going to be a little bit smaller, so it will be relative. But above this range here, we have around 10 pips to daily resistance, and then your main target is going to be somewhere here around 18 pips, and eventually can look to extend to 191 max here throughout the day is where I would expect, and then we come back from that. So that's something I'm looking at here for continuation. pulling back inside the range. I'm not too interested inside of the range here. Range is very inconsistent. Yesterday we took sells as we faked out back in the range here. We took these sells here as we closed back into yesterday's range, breaking structure. It was very important for me to see structure broken before we took sells. So we took that sells here, break of these lows to continue down into this zone here. Close for a 1-to-1 basically. Was running 10 pip stops here, 9.5, 10 pip stops, and closed for around a 10 pip target myself. It did push around 12 pips, but I closed around 10 pips here. ASP around 9 to 12 pips. We have not had a session ASP yet because London session has not moved for the past week. We saw Monday was bank holiday, London session ranged. Yesterday as well, London session ranged. So we don't have ASP. The only time that price moved was in New York. So New York ASP has been around 10-12 pips as we can see from yesterday. So if we were to pull back here from the top of the range, I would need to see price action develop, but I'm not too interested trying to trade back up again since we tap target and we keep rejecting. That's showing me less confidence. I'll probably need to see something more solid to try take buys back up again, maybe some sort of 5-minute structure as well as a support formed. So that would be ideal to see that continue there. Candle to the left is a news candle. It's not a news candle. It's not a news event that came out to cause this. This was just caused by dollar strength and money leaving the pound. So that's basically GJ. Pretty straightforward here. Bullish bias today. We'll see if price does want to get above this resistance here and see what we can end up doing with that. So looking at gold here, let me look at the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour close in 15 minutes. Wouldn't be crazy to wait for the 1 hour close here and see what ends up going on here on the 1 hour close. So looking at gold here, obviously gold having the time of its life, you know, basically ripping here to all-time highs and continue to push to all-time high. Yesterday in New York session, I took GJ, but after GJ, there was a beautiful option for those. We sent this in the plans here, and this is nice to see price action develop. So for people trading gold, this is your best option. And we sent this in the New York plans in the group. And people capitalize off that. Breakout buys above here. I prefer NY open. If this happens NYSE, it's easy. Now if you go look at the time that this broke out at around 1745, just before NYSE. So this is actually the NYSE candle here. This is the NYSE candle, literally just after NYSE, the 15-minute candle after NYSE. So that gave you obviously you know, saying it's easy. That's a classic move. NYSE volume coming into the market, breakout trade, close above, 15-minute close above, and you know, you can start to use 5-minute to find stop loss placements below structure, taking it break of highs, and gave around a 70 pip push here. Yeah, 76 pip push, pretty decent, and you could be happy with that. So that was a very, very clean option that ended up going you know, and then ended up rejecting here at 2275, where 2270 was target 1. So I would just be squeezing past that level. Now we pulled back, retraced that whole move, we respected structure, and then headed back towards the upside over Asian session here, as we started, you know, late New York, early Asian, and Asian session now, you know, kind of just started to form a range. So this happened kind of at market open. So daily open was up here, was daily open. So just before daily open, we broke out, daily opened, and ended up pushing up a little bit more here. So what we got going on here is we have a level here at 2090. Actually, I'm going to move this line to 2090. All right, so 2290 is the level here. We do have a 15-minute resistance right here, right? And that's the only structure we have. So that's it, all we have. Obviously 4 hours bullish. We're creating some sort of weakness here, so a liquidity grab would be nice, give us confidence. In terms of daily looking good, you know, daily is bullish still, so it makes sense to continue up. Now the question is, in news today, with news today, all we have, does news come out and pull back, you know, gold here? Now if news does do a pullback on gold, as long as we're respecting structure, respecting zones around, you know, 2255, as deep as that, even if it gets crazy and we go down to 2255, there's still possibility from buys from down there back up, you know. If we, you know, start to break below 2276 short-term news sells, yeah, can make sense here, but that's short-term. Especially if news just brings us down to like these levels here, 2270, retest 2270 again, we could just end up seeing ourselves go towards the downside. Looking at how structure is forming, yeah, if we're breaking below 2270, gives you that move to 2260s. We're playing with big ranges, so you don't need to jump and sell straight away after news. You know, wait for solid options, wait for breaks of structures, etc, 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 and then you can look for your buys or sells. For buys today in London session, we have not. Yesterday we didn't see gold breakout during London session. I'll be very cautious about gold breaking out during today in London session. If you were to take a breakout continuation trade during London, although it's possible, we need the same setup that we always look for on gold, which is going to be structure formed, right? So close above 2287. We'll see what it does at 2290. But if we close above 2287, see a pullback, create structure, and then look to what? Break the highs and continue, right? So that's basically what you would have to wait for on gold. Just ripping it on pure breakouts here, I don't think is going to be a good idea, ripping it on pure breakouts. I think it will end up in giving you a slap. So would not recommend that. Would not recommend that indeed. So yeah, that's the plan on both gold and GJ here. Pretty straightforward. Gold will be even the same running into New York as well. We will see the same type of price action, you know, depending on news, of course. So yeah, that's something we need to watch, and you know, we can take it from there. What about weekly resistance? Yeah, obviously it is a weekly resistance around that zone, but the difference here is that we've crossed through this twice. We crossed through it here. We've crossed through it with this wick. Let me just show you with drawings removed. You can see this wick crossed through it, no problems. The bodies crossed above it, no problems. When we came back and retested it, if you draw a line here, there has been no problems, right? If you draw a line where we have, there's been no problems, right? We've literally gone through it smoothly pretty much all the time. So I won't, you know, yeah, you could use it as a watch zone, you know, you could just put it as a watch zone, but I don't know if it's enough to put you off taking a trade. Otherwise, you just won't trade anything today. If you're going to worry about the weekly resistance, which you can do, like if you want to be extremely safe, you can worry about the weekly resistance. But if you're going to do that, then you're probably not going to take a trade today, because buys will not make sense for you, because if you're waiting for above the weekly resistance, you don't really have much room to the daily resistance, and you have like maybe 5 pips to daily resistance, which is not worth it. And if you wait for above daily resistance, then the move is basically gone, because from price to push from here to here straight is basically a decent push, so you won't be able to get a trade. So that's kind of what you have to deal with, you know. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis, and that was loud and clear. Hope everything made sense and analysis was good. How much of us? 286 of us in here. People still not adjusted to the time. I should put an announcement so people understand. I did pin a message saying daylight saving time shift. London opens 1 hour earlier. Just so you guys know, this is not me just streaming earlier. This is because of daylight saving time shift, which is, you know, pretty much normal if you're living in European countries. It will be the same time for you right now, right? So yeah, if you guys did enjoy the analysis, can we do the YouTube business? You guys know the drill. Leaving a like on the stream definitely helps. Get the likes up to 150. I would appreciate it, and then I don't have to ask for that BS. There's a Bank of Japan guy who said intervention is an art. Yeah, maybe for him, because he makes tons of money off it. But for us it's not fun. Harry, it'd be cool if you have a continuous winning streak like the Undertaker. I don't think that's realistic with the way that I trade. Like, we have to be realistic in our trading, right? Like, to have a winning streak, it's not like, obviously, if I wanted a winning streak, like, we all want a winning streak, you know, but that's just, if you're using smaller stop losses, which we are using, right, then we don't, it's gonna, of course, some of the times we're gonna hit stop loss. The only way to have major winning streak is to give yourself tons of room, so that most of the time you don't lose, you know. But we definitely go on a few winning streaks, you know. It's average around 7. I mean, we have 2 losses. We have 2 losses from since January, man. So that's pretty crazy. 2 losses since January is pretty crazy. I need to put all these links. I haven't put all these links. I haven't put links from, what's this, 14th, damn. Even this link I didn't put. What link is this? 12th. Lacking on those links, right? Put the links. First. There we go. When you trade in 50-minute, you put 10 lot and in 5-minute you use 5 lot? No, I don't. I do that based on stop loss and based on risk of trade. Is 813 daily resistance or previous daily support? Previous daily support, you're right. But I'm treating it as resistance because, but yeah, I can put a PDS. I'm treating it as resistance because I'm trading to it. So that's just how my mind is wired in that, right? Harry, which session gives you more opportunities, London or NY? I would say this is something I've noticed. When London doesn't give you opportunities, you're more likely to get it in NY because there's gonna a move to happen. Like most of the time when a move happens in the chart, we are able to catch it, you know. That's the thing. So yeah, I would say probably for GJ overall throughout the year, London will definitely give you more options than NY. But when London is not moving, then it seems that NY is the one to give you. Like yesterday, London, we ranged all London. This was London yesterday. Then after London, we broke out before pre-NY here. We broke out and then just failed. We failed. It gave you a nice 12 pip push. The guys caught this after London. On the 4-hour close, they took buys here. We were discussing this in the group here. We discussed it on stream as well. Could take the buys here. That was your push, but that didn't happen in London. That happened post-London. And then the next move was in New York with the sells back down. So that was it for yesterday, right? Now again, we've been ranging. Will we break out today or will we continue ranging? That's not in my control. I just trade based on conditions. If we range for London today, then high chance New York will give you the move on GJ. I'm looking at GJ and I'm noticing very bearish movements during election years, Q2 to be specific. It's potential, but you know, we could drive up first, especially if we follow what structure does. If I'm not mistaken, you were talking about Brexit prices. Yeah, we tapped the target in terms of pre-Brexit levels. Like we're in that pre-Brexit levels. That 194 is Brexit levels here. So we could see us retest that zone, try one more time a little bit higher, and then fail again. It's definitely possible. We could even go as high as the 195s if things really were to get crazy. We could sweep, 195s, even 196 is possible before major. But you can see that whenever we find major highs, it takes its time. Like weekly creates a resistance, it pulls back, we try to retest the highs, then it fails. That's normally how a major high is made, right? Same thing here, right? Retest, then fails. So I would expect something similar. Maybe go up, retest, then we see a failure, right? So if this creates a resistance, maybe we retest here, something like that, Something like that. How many hours do you look at the chart in a day? Well, in London session, I'm at the charts actively for three and a half hours. Sometimes like almost 4. And then New York session, I just set alerts. So yeah, I'm looking at the charts while I'm out because I go to the gym and stuff like that. I hate sitting and watching the charts for 2 sessions. It's actually something I don't like to do, as I find it extremely boring. Like you're better off focusing. It's just hard to focus. Like when you're a beginner, yeah, but when you've been doing it for 4 years, sitting at the charts for 6-7 hours a day is just too much. Like I much prefer set alerts and do something at the same time. Like you shouldn't be intensely looking at the charts. Like set alerts and then come look at the charts when your alert triggers. Like that's much better for, I would say, your secondary session. But as a primary session, like this is now my primary session, I'll be locked in because I want to see how price is moving. I want to see stuff like that. But remember, when you've sat all morning, right? When you've sat all morning watching the charts, you know how the movement has been during the day. So that's why it's okay that in the afternoon to leave the charts, or whatever time it is for you to leave the charts. Because you've watched the price action for the day. One thing I don't agree with is just coming to the charts, setting alerts and then getting on with your day. I think that is fine just for pure setups, but the problem is you won't be able to see how price action is developing today. Does the time change? Yeah, daylight saving times has changed. Is it your new time slot streaming? Yeah, guys, come on. I'm not early. You keep asking if I'm early. It's not me who's early. If you guys don't know that the times have changed, you need to check. Daylight saving times have changed. Need to be on top of that stuff, Alright, this 1 hour close here is not the best 1 hour close. Close at resistance, but pretty nice rejection candle. So that could work on a setup 3. Especially if 15-minute candles start to leave this zone. Preparing a checklist in order to know. Ask you for feedback what to add. Yeah, I'll have to go through this. How long is this? It's pretty nice the way you set this out. Damn, emotional state is massive section. Yeah, this looks fine, man. I wouldn't want to make it any more complicated. Otherwise, you're thinking about too much before taking a trade. That's the only problem. I rather you take the trade, then fill this out. Not fill it out before you take a trade. Even though it seems like that's what you should do. Otherwise, you're going to overthink it. You'll see how many things the trade doesn't have. And then compare results, right? Or you miss all the trades. Yeah, that as well. And then compare the results. The higher the percentage. Click on any, there's something nice to see. All right, let's see. I click on this cell. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Very good, very good. Yeah, that's cool, man. Thunderstorm. Yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, it's good work, man. This is nice graphic here. That's nice work. And I'll be interested to see how the numbers differ the higher the percentage, you know? Like, is it low percentage trades that always fail? Or do also higher percentage trades fail? Like, that will be very interesting to see. Then we know we can just put it down to volume. Volume in that time. Because we know analysis is 90% correct. At some point, analysis should play out. Is GJ currently slow? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We will see. Yesterday it was slow, very sure. Right? We saw that Monday was obviously bank holiday. I don't count that. So today is just the second day. Hi Harry, OT working in education in Qatar. Hope to get in the exclusive for my summer holiday end of June, July, August. What's the average wait time for getting in? Learned so much so far. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, you're welcome into the group. The group's open once a month. So if you join, so basically we open the group in the beginning of the month. So there's no wait time if you join the group in the beginning of the month. Like now, for example, now the group is open. If you press join now, you'll be able to join directly, right? You'll be able to join directly with no wait time. So in the beginning of the month, we normally open 10 to 15 spots depending on what I'm looking to handle. And then we close it up. So if you just join beginning of the month, you'll be fine. Hi, just out of curiosity, don't you think if you share your setups and go live every day, then these setups will cease to work? Now, why? If you tell me why, I'll answer your question. Why will they cease to work? Who is watching me? Like, we always make a joke that, yeah, banks are watching because they don't give us, yeah, we always make that joke, but realistically, why will they cease to work? Because what is my entries based on? My entries are not based on anyone else, they're based on price action. So the charts would have to completely stop moving the way they move, which is almost impossible because, you know, charts will always move based on support and resistance, moving up, moving down, or moving sideways. There's no other way that charts will move, and we trade based on it moving up or moving down, basing on candle closures. The only thing is that if what we do stops working, I'll probably just have to change my entry style. You know, maybe not wait for closes, go break of zones. That's the only thing that will have to, but that's adapting. It's not really changing your whole strategy. And that's the beautiful thing about price action. Hi bro, I need to learn about Forex. Where can I start? Just take my free course. It's completely free and it will do you wonders. Just take my free course and that will be enough for now. This one here. Full Forex course 2024, the art of price action. Take that one. Just watch that and then you can speak to me after. That should be plenty. Hey C2, long time, where you been? Hope all is well. Nice to see you in chat. Best course for beginners? Yeah, I think you'll like it. I'm finally back. Welcome back, welcome back. Nice to see you. Amazing, thank you. I finished March profitable on my own trades with thanks to what I learned from the lives, which I often have to watch after work, and your YouTube videos. Can't wait for the summer. Well done, man. That's amazing, Joe. And yeah, more to come. Looking forward to what's to come here. But that's great that you take the effort to watch the lives afterwards and take the value from that. I think it's commendable. It's good work. Hi sir, how are you? All good, brother. Yourself? Do you think that the fall of TFT recently, that all the prop firms will be heading on the same path? Yeah, all the prop firms who are using that provider. You have to understand they fell because they're using a third-party provider to manage their business. They're literally like a white label. So anyone using that, you know, anyone using that is going to struggle here. Is going to struggle here for sure. But I don't know how many more people are using that. Had a crazy March. Happy to see you all. Happy to see you too. Targets look pretty huge for today. Actually, if you measure them, they're not as big as they look actually. I was surprised. Like this looks like a big range from here to here. It's like 8 to 10 pips here. So it's surprising. Anyways, give me a sec, I'll be back. And related to this, I just want to check some checks related to management. Can you tell me a couple? I don't think management, the only thing you should be focusing on is not closing, is closing at break-even points. That should be the only management you're focusing on. Otherwise, trust stop loss for now. Would you consider 1.252 a good entry? 257, sorry. Good entry for GU. Just want to know what your thoughts are. I'll have a look at it. There's times in Dubai it's too cold to go out. No, I mean, cold is different because cold you can put layers on. Heat is where it's harder because, you know, you can obviously can't take layers off. We'll have a look at that GU. 1.257. Yeah, that level would be where you would want to look to buy above. Hopefully this 15-minute can do business here in 1 minute and end up closing above would be nice. Does have some work to do though, does have some work. Has to come all the way up here, right? 700s. How, Claudio? That's impossible to SL on this. You're 12 pips in profit. Tapped into the 1 hour support. Don't ask, just don't ask. I have to ask because I need to know what you did wrong here. I don't get it. This 30-minute is 100% break-even point. Right? Because we tapped the level. Greed, man. Full on greed. I mean, you had your 1-to-1. We were ranging. Just take it. I said like 5 times to take the profits. Take profit, take profit, take profit. Alright, 15 minutes still closed inside of the range here. Not obviously ideal. We wanted to close outside the range, so we have to wait till we do that. Will the exclusive group still be open on Friday or Saturday? Just won't have fun, still then get paid? Yeah, you can. Probably it will be. We have around 7 people that's joined. And there's 15 spots, so I think you're totally fine, brother. You're totally fine. $5 million to quit trading, would you take it? 5 million to quit trading. Now, the thing is, you're saying like I just have to quit trading. Like I enjoy business. Like I could start other businesses. I could do other things. The problem is that if I had 5 million, I'd want to trade with some of that. That's the problem. Is that I wouldn't mind trading with. For life, 5 million for life? No, that's not gonna do much. 5 million for life. No, he said 5 million for life. Like I think you can achieve a lot more. If 5 million just to quit trading, then yeah. Now 5 million is a good amount of money, but in the big scheme of things, if you want to do big business, etc., it's actually not going to do much. No one enters the game and wants to leave, bro. Well, I think that's the majority actually. The majority enter this game and leave. For trading only? Yeah, for 5 million. I could do something. If I just can't trade, then maybe I do something else within the trading space. If you guys enjoying the stream, be sure to leave a like. Definitely does help. Let people know that we're streaming earlier here. Less people are aware of this, as I can see from the viewership. So they just need to get used to the times and be a little bit smarter and realize that times changed. Because still people in chat are asking if I came early. And not only have I repeated 10 times, I've even pinned the message in chat Daylight saving time shift. London opens 1 hour earlier. Workers and teach them trading. They have lots of discipline. What kind of business would you start? Well, depends. Am I allowed trading related business or am I not allowed trading related business? So if non-trading related business, I'll tell you. If trading related business, I'll tell you. Done the YouTube business with all the devices in my house. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Why London open time changes? It doesn't change. It doesn't change for them, but it changes for us who don't have daylight saving. So 8 a.m. in UK is still 8 a.m. But technically they've changed by 1 hour. Now tune in at 12:30 a.m. instead of 1:30 a.m. like before US daylight saving times. Yeah, exactly. There's like a week where now you guys had it later, and now it all comes back together. No trading business. So a non-trading business. I would probably, obviously, own my own company. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd probably do something along the lines of maybe private equity or hedge fund considers as trading. That's what I was thinking. Private equity is not trading. Maybe something in terms of depends. Yeah, but you don't trade? Well, yeah, then I would just do something in trade. I think it means nothing related to trading. I believe in the private group exists 7-figure annual traders, even one 8-figure DAX boys. Real estate? Yeah, but real estate I feel is not like a business. That's something that you should be doing anyways, right? Start something with fitness. I thought about that, but there's not really very lucrative fitness business models. I would probably, actually no, I know exactly what I would do. I would do just something along the lines of I would build companies. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. First of all, I would build my own brand again. Okay, so I'd build a personal brand. Out of that personal brand, I will then build a few companies. Like I said, I will build a company in terms of I would build one real estate company. I would build then another company to do with fitness. Not really, because that's very saturated. Gyms are not profitable businesses. So instead I would do something along the lines with private equity. Once I grow private equity and run my own personal business, I would then also open out of passion probably a restaurant business. Then those would be my portfolio. From that portfolio would diversify into real estate. From real estate, I would then I would have my personal brand, right? So I would have my personal brand, and from that personal brand, then I can start self-development and help people to learn how I develop those companies. I would then look for people to build big companies, and then I would acquire those companies like Alex Hormozi. Right? That's a very nice thing. Hi, I'm interested in being a Dubai porta potty. What's a Dubai porta potty, bro? Bye, Gymshark. Look at this dedication. Yo. Best dishwasher in the world. Samsung needs to sponsor me. Tell Samsung to sponsor. That's classic, man. That's funny. Is that real? Nah, I don't think. This is where you get your signals. The FOMO discipline topic from yesterday. I'm gonna hop off the charts and everything trading related. Good luck on your trades, everyone. Oh, doesn't count. Doesn't count. You have to be fresh from the morning, not even look at the charts once. Man, New York has been blessing us. New York has been giving us trades. But London, what are you doing, bro? Like, come on. You kidding? What are you doing, London? This GBP, the yen is completely screwed. No one's touching the yen. I think we're going through that time again where no one wants to touch the yen. And it's all up to the pound here. So the pound has to start moving its ass. You know, some strength has to come back in the pound. Harry, now that you're a successful trader, share something about the tones where you struggle, or the times where you struggled in the journey. Also give some advice. It's very sad because I make a video on that and no one watches it. Look, actually no, 3.5k watched it. Okay, not that bad. The latest video no one watched, so I'm very sad. That's the times I struggle. When I put effort and no one watched. But yeah, I put a video here where I talk about when I almost quit. Those are the times that I was struggling. So you can watch that video. It's only 9 minutes and it explains everything. Buy a Porsche dealership? Oh, that's very hard to get that here. In your settings, Maya, you can turn up the volume yourself. If you open a prop firm, would you give real funds to trade or will it be simulated? To begin with, it would have to be simulated because that's the only way to run that business model profitable. But I would definitely 100% then put people on real capital because it's a win-win situation. I will make money off people winning, but I will not. What I would probably do is I would have, if I run a prop firm, I probably will run a small prop firm that would make money off actual traders trading well. And you have to go through a whole 6-month process, 6 months of trading. No phase 1, no phase 2. Just trade for 6 months and we see your results. That's it. At the end of the 6 months, we'll fund you. I don't want this phase 1, phase 2. We'll have, of course, loss limits. That's just for safety reasons to have loss limits. But, and every trader will have like a... It depends how... It's complicated because I could have one longer term vision where I could just look to help a smaller group of traders and have your own bubble. Or if you wanted to run a prop firm that helps multiple people, you would have to run it based on simulated accounts. Well, you said since it doesn't count, I guess it's gonna watch streams until it's done. Well, hopefully GJ doesn't range all day, otherwise that will be pretty boring stream, right? Good for the YouTube algorithm. Do you play Angry Birds? No, I don't. You need to allow copy trader? Yeah, of course we'd allow it. Also, guys, for the giveaway for this month, I'll probably do the giveaway when we do the 50k video. So I need to make a 50k video, and we'll do that giveaway inside that video, and we'll also do one giveaway before. So I'll do 2 giveaways just to make it fun. You know? So make sure you're following my Instagram, because we'll do giveaways there as well, right? So make sure you're following the Instagram. And also I post a lot of good content here, right? I post a lot of good content on this. So, you know, have a look at it. Tell me if you like it. Drop a follow. Get this to 6.8. Pretty easy to get to 6.8. 10 followers. Do you play chess? Started playing chess. Chess is a great game. I personally don't play because I play another game that's kind of the same strategy type, but it probably has more of a bad view on it. About GJ, seeing that it failed breakout tells me that this is going to be one of those days. Yeah, but we expect, again, we've had this conversation before. We expect it to fail the breakout before the session. If it continued before the session, that's bad for us. Like, that's why we don't trade during that time. If they always work failing a breakout, like if they always work, then we need to be trading that time. Like, we expect it to fail. And now if it does end up closing above after going down so many times, that's a positive for us. That's telling us that there is actually something interesting here. Why should it try retest this so many times just to close above and fail? It's probably less likelier, you know? What's my view on gold? Probably going to create a London range here. Probably going to create a London range and then try similar to yesterday. It will be similar to yesterday. This was yesterday London session. Range. Did break out a little bit after London, so that could happen. But the thing, yesterday we had targets here. We don't have targets. I mean, if we could pull back right now to 2077, create some sort of change of structure or supports from that level there, I do see us trying to retest at least mid-range, if not to the top of the range. I mean, that's the only thing you could be looking for London. Breakouts during London, don't really trust it. Counter trend sells, you know, it's hard to say that. I don't know. It feels 50-50 for me. Since it's slow, how much is your car insurance? Per year, not that much actually. Well, yeah, it's not cheap, but in dollars, like $1,800. $1,800. Yeah, 6,000 dirhams. So whatever that is in dollars. Fake outs happen when there's lack of volume. Yes, lack of volume or price. Just fake outs are very difficult to explain because it does not make sense for why the fake out happens. I pay 3k AUD. Yeah, that is expensive for you guys. then it looks like we have, you know. To be fair, I do have a higher end car. What car? Because my car, I would consider that higher end. I think that insurance is pretty expensive compared. For example, for my Patrol, my insurance only cost me around $800 a year. I think insurance is just generally cheaper here for cars. But medical insurance here is very expensive. Yeah, so about fake outs, it's mostly lack of volume or just price needs to pick liquidity. I've seen fake outs happen so many times. They come down, they stop you out, but then a little bit later, like maybe by New York or maybe a couple of hours later, it just ended up going in your initial direction. Do you watch TV show Friends? No, I have not actually. And I know people are gonna go crazy. If no volume, wait for the structure above, but if volume is present, rip the entry? No, because you expect the setup to bring volume, if that makes sense. You expect the setup to bring volume. Gbpjpy Series 4 grand. Yeah, that car here would be cheaper insurance than my car. Around the same insurance as my car. You'd be paying maybe around $1,500 for insurance. Full coverage. You have to look at the stars to figure out if it's going to be a fake out. Yeah, pretty much, to be honest. That's just something we can't avoid. The way we can avoid it as much as possible is to, do our analysis correctly. But if market just wants to be dog water and do nothing, then that's how it is. 4,400 a year? Yeah, that's pretty expensive, man. Yeah, damn, your car insurances are very expensive. Maybe look at past price action. Yeah, but the time is very different because remember what will cause a fake out is lack of volume or something. But in Australia, we get full healthcare for free. Yes, and you guys also pay taxes, so it's not really free, is it? It's not free. It's like someone saying, buy this $10,000 program, and I'll give you a $1,000 account for free. It's like, so you're charging $9,000 for the program, but you make them pay 10 and give 1,000 back. Very smart. Come on, GJ, please do something, man. We've been waiting 2 days. Even last week it was slow. London ranging? It is, man. It is. It's pretty... I hope we're not going in this time where the yen is just too scary to trade, so we're just seeing lack of volume. We'll need to see if this continues, we need to look at a backup. Well, normally our backup would be gold, but gold is at all-time highs. So that's a New York pair at the moment. Any JPY pair is out of the question. DU is not a bad pair. It's free healthcare in Canada. Kinda sucks. Takes hours to be seen at the ER or doctor. Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Same in Same in England, right? National health, it takes ages for appointments. That's why private healthcare is not bad. Even though you're paying here in Dubai, but that's the benefit. Would I ever switch to futures? If I switch to futures, it would only be to trade during NY and to trade stuff like US 30 or something like that during NY. That's the only reason. Like in London, we're trading Forex here. But NY session, I can see the argument. If you're someone who trades US 30, NASDAQ, stuff like that, then futures does make sense, of course. You know, it's definitely an option. Especially with the spread benefits and everything. Price action same in futures? Yeah, but there's just gaps. But you can only trade like after NYSE and stuff like that. What does health roughly cost in Dubai in dollars? Probably around per year like $7,000 to $10,000. Depends on how many claims you made the year before. The more claims you make, the higher they put it up. It's not going down, it's also not going up. Do you trade every day? Yes. Yesterday I took a trade. If you don't answer, it's fine, but wondering what's your biggest source, is trading your biggest source of income? Yeah, it depends on the month though, depends on the month. I'd say property, like now, crypto is paying me a lot. Crypto at the moment paid me a lot. So if I consider that as my monthly income for this month, then that would have exceeded. And depends. It is definitely most of the time it's something that I'm relying on or I focus on more. Not bad, I paid 16K in just income tax for 2023, not considering food and energy. Yeah, that's pretty expensive, man. 7 to 10 makes sense? Yeah. Do you know any knowledge about CBDCs? Yeah, they're coming, man. Banks are working hard on it. I just read an article this morning about CBDCs. Do you do any other work to get money? I do have an exclusive group that pays me as well. Otherwise, we do have Pip Labs as well. But those are growing businesses. Especially stuff like Pip Labs and stuff like, with a lot of reinvestment goes into that. And initial investment, you have to realize that. So a lot of the stuff has been reinvested, you know. Like, we need to push that way harder for it to turn a profit. But I'm not focused on that making tons of money. I want that just to be stable and a very good platform. Because I know the worth of something like a backtesting simulator. I think it can help a lot of traders in this industry. So that's why I'm pushing so hard to make sure it's a very good platform. And it's not easy to build software. If you guys, I mean, look at the mess of these prop firms trying to transfer to DX Trade and all of these guys going to CTrader and CTrader. Like, that shouldn't be happening with these well-established platforms, especially when your money is involved, you know. especially when your money is involved. You know? So when you're building software, you need to really spend time to make sure that everything is working great. Do you trade crypto or just invest? Oh, just invest. As an extra tool for trading, would you rather see 2 minutes in the future or 24 hours into the future? Obviously 24 hours. You get bigger moves 24 hours. They don't care about our money? Well, it shouldn't be like that, right? They provide a service. You pay for that service they have to provide. Does that make sense? That's why with something like Pip Labs, I focus on making, we focus on making the service as best as possible. Right? Like we constantly upgrade our platform and trying to make it as stable as possible, best as possible. And I mean, if you look at how long it's been around, it's not been around for very long. So that's why we focus on, making it stable and great. Do you have wealth protection or diversified currency? No, I hold it in dirhams. Pip Labs helped me a lot, gives you so much extra data about the pair. Yeah, I think it will give you a huge confidence boost for sure. Look what Toto sent. Damn, bro. Imagine there's like every day there's a cinema that plays my live stream every day. Imagine. Alright, DJ is trying to move here. Let's see what we got going on. What time is it? 45 here. What's the 1 hour doing? 1 hour made bottom wick. 15 minute. 5 minute coming towards the highs. 5 minute closes in 4 minutes here. Damn, just broke the highs like this. What's going on here? Yeah, heavy volume in this candle here. I want to see if at least we can get this 5. 5 is 4 minutes. Yeah, we need a 5. We can't FOMO into this. Even though ripping break of high can just push here, we can't FOMO. We have to not FOMO here. This is the number 1 rule. 5 will be the one. We don't want to get stuck in this drawdown. Only other way to get in if this thing just starts ripping is re-break of its own highs. But that you'd go half risk. Very half risk. Which coin you invest in crypto? Bitcoin and Ethereum, man. I keep it simple. Solana. 2 minutes till this candle closes here. Hopefully we can hover for 2 minutes here and chill. We have to survive 1 minute here. Can we survive? Can we survive? I think it wants the push. Are you entering on 5 minute? Yeah, I might try half risk on this 5 minute close here. Just to take it as a breakout. If we can get a bottom wick on next 5 minute candle here. Put stops below the range. Let's see. I like the way that this candle's opened. I think I'll go half risk on this 5 since it's a 5 minute candle close here and it's closed pretty deep. I just want to try catch the breakout here. If not, I'll wait. If this can just chill for the next 9 minutes would be ideal. I can take it on 15. But I do want to at least try attempt to get into the move and realize that it could trigger us in, pull back deep, and then end up going a little bit later, but I won't be worried because I'll be in half, and yeah, it will be fine. Where I sell, probably below this wick here, 600. Yeah, something like that. I mean, if we can close like this, we'll have a thunderstorm as well, which would be nice. So I'll just basically risk not all of yesterday's profit, but almost all of yesterday's profit. Alright, that popped up, but I didn't press the button. I didn't have time. That was too fast. That was too fast for me. So if it now re-breaks the high, then I'll take it because it was way too fast. I didn't have time. It didn't pop up on my broker. Yeah, I didn't get the same. Yeah. I mean on this broker here, that's because I guess that's the screen everyone's watching. So I just want to tell people in stream. That was like some form of quick manipulation. Yeah, we in if it re-breaks that blue line, gets back above it. All right, I got triggered there. Put something daily resistance. I mean, look for something into these wicks or something like that. We'll see how we go. No top wick on 5, really? It has. Nipple wick. Not the best. We might have to hold drawdown here where price comes back, pulls back, creates some structure, then continues up. But it might push maybe 5, 6, 7 pips first before doing that. That's why we have to just try give it that initial push and then. So yeah, as long as there's 15 closes above also is good. .750. Let me see how that looks on the broker. I'm in 0.738. Yeah, that's the entry. 750 is like the wick, right? Yeah, damn. So as long as there's 15 closes above here, this should also be the 1 hour close above. If it doesn't close above, it's not really looking good. then we'll have to manage accordingly. But that's why we're in half risk, to give it a shot. Good luck on this one. I'm gonna sit back for a little one. Yeah, that's totally fine. I got burnt yesterday or GJ because breakout turned into a fake out. Yeah, it's totally possible, but beginning of month, happy to give myself a shot. Bullish bias today. We follow the plan. How come you didn't wait? Because I didn't want it. Yesterday it did the same thing where it just kept pushing. Just kept pushing. So I wanted to enter half just to be inside of the trade now. Otherwise we would just miss the move here. Because realistically it's a 1 hour setup 3 as well. Right? We had the 1 hour setup 3 breaking this zone. It was the break of the 4 hour high. It was the break of the daily high as well. So we can normally see a big rip after we break the daily high for the first time. We re-break the 4 hour high. We break the highest 4 hour high as well. Thing could have just gone all the way up to here. And then we're stuck. No way we can enter. Alright, London Open. Let's see what happens here. Alright, no bottom wick on this London Open candle. Damn. No bottom wick here. I don't like that there's no bottom wick here. Yeah, not a good sign, no bottom wick. Yeah, that's the problem, liquidity grab. Well, it's made its bottom wick now. So now it just needs to break this high. If it can clear these highs, it should be good. Now that bottom wick is made. Now that the 1 hour is closed, yeah, that should be fine. This move is happening on gold. Any importance? Pretty hard to enter with no top wick. Well, it has a nipple wick. Nothing closed below. Pretty hard. Check 1 hour. Yeah, but remember, everything was pointing up, right? I mean, you're selling right into the 1 hour support. Can be hard, right? I don't really see this as a viable option. I mean, 1 hour stops is 50 pips, bro. 50 pips for 9 pip target. We'll see in 10 minutes how this candle closes. We could manage accordingly. Price might want to pull back all the way down here to 600s, 660s. Create structure and end up going back up. It's still possible here. Just glad in these conditions we're in on this on half risk. Definitely makes you feel comfortable in a position like this. Especially when we're not seeing consistent volume, yen is not doing anything, you're relying only on GBP, definitely makes you comfortable. If you're like full risk in these type of positions, it's kind of like, ugh, I have to hold through this BS. Then you're sitting here wishing I should have reduced risks, I knew it was riskier, and then you make bad decisions. Hopefully no FU candles. What's the point of taking uncomfortable trades? No trade is really going to be fully comfortable. You just have to realize what is your risky options, what is your safest options. When you come to the charts, you have to take opportunities. If you see there's an opportunity, you should take it. And especially if it follows the rules, follows the plan, then it makes sense. But the thing is, some days you might just not be given an opportunity to take a safe option, but you can leverage profits from previous days to give yourself a shot based on what we saw yesterday. We saw similar type of volume come in on London Open yesterday, where we just pushed straight through the zone. Where was that yesterday? This one here, right? This is the volume we had in London Open. We just broke through the high, ripped 13 pips, which is what I was expecting for today. Break the high here. Today we didn't go 13 pips, we went around 3 pips only, which is not what we saw yesterday, but I was trying to replicate yesterday. Yesterday here we ripped around, 13, 12, 13 pips. I see this pattern very often. London session on Wednesday. If we enter a trade 5-10 minutes before the open of London in a breakout, FU candles happen. No, you said that was Tuesday. That was Tuesday, not Wednesday. Sorry, I was wrong on the day. Come on, bro. Don't be wrong on the day. In BOJ we trust. I don't think in BOE we need to trust. This is pound strength. We need pound strength to come in. We did not see volume yesterday. London Open, we saw a 13 pip push right on the open. This was London Open volume. This candle right here was London Open. Would it be nice if we broke the highs first before coming down? Because that will give us probabilities of breaking the highs. GJ manipulation at its peak. Yeah, it is a harder time to trade GJ, especially with where the yen is. Definitely a harder time to trade GJ. But that's okay. That's why we traded when we don't have that yen worries, if you can call it. Would you exit a trade to minimize the loss or wait for SL? Depends on what formulates in this trade. See this 5-minute structure here. If this can close for 5-minute structure, we could manage below that 5-minute structure. If there's no 5-minute structure, then trade still makes sense until it forms the structure. Yeah, we could see both of those scenarios. This is a worst case scenario, but hopefully this first option is what it does. If we create no support here, it's a little bit worrying. I think we do probably fake out here actually, because this 15-minute closing back inside the range. We'll see in 1 minute. 15 minutes should not close back in the range. It's quite important. Keeps picking liquidity from the upside here. Yeah, me and N said it at the same time. We don't like to see that when it keeps picking liquidity like that. London volume trash, not even going down, not going up. It's not the worst close, to be honest. I've seen worse. $15 closing, bearish closing half. Not for me, since I'm in half risk, there's no point. We holding? You're at entry now. You can get out if you're uncomfortable with the trade. You don't like the trade. Too risky for you. You can get out. Get out of the trade and then wait for more solid options. No problem. I think I'll probably just manage the trade if anything. I don't mind taking 8-9 pip loss here. It's not something I'm too worried about as long as price can keep respecting structure. So what I'll do is probably now that we've created structure, I'll move stop loss to around 7 pips. So almost half of our original stop loss of around 13.5 pips with half risk here. That's great management, and I'm happy to manage it like that because it has no reason of breaking that, to be honest, if it wants to continue bullish here. Since we came down and made the structure. Yeah, so that will be my management. Like a 7.6, 7.7 spread. Don't want it to tap this wick, spread take you out, and then it flies. I'll just go to bathroom and come back. Call the broker. We need some volume here in GJ. Make sure to leave a like on stream for GJ. New SL, yeah, just moved it up to manage risk here. Now we're basically losing nothing. If I lose this, I lose half of what I made yesterday. Half of what I made yesterday will be lost if I manage it like this. With the original stop loss, I basically lose what I made yesterday. So it will make me break even for the month. If this stops me out, I lose basically half. Because think of this like a setup 3, right? Where would we have stop loss on setup 3? Below this low. And now that we have 5-minute structure, it has to respect the structure here. This candle has to respect the structure, respect this 1 hour support. If it's breaking this wick, then I just don't want to be in it, because this is just now forming a resistance. And there's just no volume to continue bullish. Can you show us yesterday's trade? Yeah, it's in the group. If you go to Harry's trades, I posted it there. This one here. This was yesterday's trade. Hopefully we can break this bearish candle high here. Would help probabilities. There we go. Now we just need to break the 1 hour high, and then we've broken both highs, and it should be alright. That would be dead if we just break this high and now reverse from here. That would be super dead. Super, super dead. Then that's nothing we could have done about that. Yo, what the hell is that 1 minute candle, bro? Where's that coming from? Yo, this is gonna be FU. I think this is gonna be an FU candle to stop loss if I've seen it before. It's looking like it. That even closed above. Let's see if it can still respect structure, but that's pretty dead volume here. Now we're just ranging. As long as we respect this 1 hour zone, it should be okay. It's just if we get unlucky and volume dies out and it comes and hits stop loss. But It's just a waiting game at this point, man. Just a waiting game. Stop loss, or we're gonna get back in profits. Just a shame there's such low volume here. We've really been struggling in London session to get good volume in any direction here. We're just chopping. Chopping and ranging has been the name of the game here. Yeah, that's a very bad close for us on a 5-minute time frame here. I do think high chance we do end up breaking this low here since we close down if we look at structure. But this no top wick is our only hope, which is why I'll let it. Since I've managed this trade, I'm not going to just close right here because the trade is already managed. Trade is already managed, so it's fine. I don't want to over manage the trade and just close on this 5 and it opens no top wick, retest this wick and flips. There's your retest zone on 1 minute. This is where we have to respect right now. If we don't respect this, it's game over. Basically where this wick is. If we don't respect this, it's game over. Yep, that's basically game over after this close below. Break the wick, should be game over. We'll see. Still no top wick. It's at the bottom of my box. Will my box hold? Will my box hold? We need to put 100 support lines on my... Never mind. Before I could even put my box. Yeah, it sucks. GJ here. No volume to continue here. That's a very unfortunate candle here. Retesting the highs. Breaking above the highs. Breaking the 15-minute highs. Just to end up closing back in the range here. So that is going to be that. Manage the trade with half risk. So losing literally around 4 pips here of normal risk. I'll take that. 4 pips is not going to be bad. 4 pips, not bad at all. It sucks though. GJ is in a tough spot. Why not get out before it hit your stop? Because my original stop loss was below this low here. So my original stop loss was around 13.2 pips. I put my stop loss to around 7.4 pips. So definitely it's managed already. So I'm not too worried about that. So previous fake out was indication, not for me, man, because it's just no volume. We're not doing anything. We're at the same spot that we were when we came at the beginning of London. You expect it to fail pre-session. But it's all good. These things happen. It's very unfortunate though to take that. But you know, half of yesterday's trade, I'm good, chilling. One loss, one win for April. Not bad. There's no way we could have got out of that trade because we would have been triggered even on the... This is literally minus 5 pips of normal risk. Minus 5. But we'll still consider it... this was a setup 1 here. This was taken at 11, not 11, 10.55 now, yeah. Very unfortunate, man. It's disappointing to see GJ just be... Look, we would have come very close to original stops here. We'll have to just wait for a re-entry. I think re-entry is something closing back above these highs here. Probably is going to be the re-entry here. I'm just gonna think, yeah, I think 5 closing above here is gonna be the re-entry. It's just moving like crap. Yeah, tough market conditions. This is something that's gonna happen when we see inconsistency in markets. We will see inconsistency in my trading and everyone's trading if you're trading GJ. And that's just something we'll have to deal with here. But definitely was an option. 1 hour closed above here. 30-minute closed above. 15-minute created a setup 3 here, breaking the highs. I think only thing that, you know, could have put us off here is if we didn't enter, then we would have entered break of these highs here. But that's hard to say. 2 weeks it's in accumulation. We're in range. Yeah, I think it's been in a range for a while. We did close even above that weekly resistance as well, so it was invalidated, that weekly resistance. I don't see, everyone is going to say woulda, coulda, shoulda, and what about weekly resistance? Weekly resistance, what if it pushed through weekly resistance? No one is going to say that, because we crossed. Why wasn't weekly resistance important on these daily candles here? Go and see how many times it's crossed through this weekly resistance. No issues. Look how many times. That's the weekly resistance from back here. Look how many times the daily has gone through this weekly resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we've gone through the weekly resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 times. No problems. Yeah, I think managing the trade, Jiggy, is always a good thing, right? Especially if I can tell you how to manage the trade. You know? With volume here, we should have pushed through, but we save ourselves the extra loss by managing the trade. And I want you guys to understand that about this trade today. Right? That 7 pips compared to 12 pips long term is going to save you a lot of money here. It will save you a lot of money. It was a good trade, but there's no volume. Yeah. In this situation, can we use setup 4? Well, today we're bullish bias, so you're going against bias. So not only is that counter trend, you normally don't want to do the setup 4s in mixed bias and stuff if my trading view will load. And plus, if it is half risk, yes, that's also another. And that's how we can preserve capital here. I mean, we'll see if we can catch a re-entry in this, but I just don't like the way GJ is moving. It's just not showing me confidence even for a re-entry. All those liquidity grabs for the sells were really red light. Even if I lose this trade, I'm still learning a lot. But you do have the same liquidity grabs to the downside as well. See, remember before we entered the trade, we had these ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liquidity grabs, and then we entered the trade. For the upside, we have 3. You know, we have 3 liquidity grabs towards the upside. So I think you have better opportunities from liquidity grabs from downside than up. It's crazy how small ranges are compared to normal. Yesterday daily closed at like 28 pips. Yeah, that's nuts. Let's see. Yeah, bro. It's super small. Bro, most of the time your trades break out, but you're early. I think most of the time we're right here. If I look at the statistics of all the trades we've taken on stream, we're mostly right than wrong. So I don't think it's about being too early. You know, and this loss here is very small. 7 pips if you use full risk. If you use half risk, for me, it would equate to something like 5 pips here. It's a very small loss. It's very, very, very small. Yesterday you took a trade after stream? Yes, I took a trade in NY sells. Sells in NY. Yeah, it's annoying this. It's annoying though. That we sit here all day and then for it to do this bullshit. Literally on a strong breakout candle with bullish bias. High probability setup. That's an 80% winning setup that. %80 winning setup that. 87. Look, 5-minute time frame. 87% winning. That's huge. 87% winning. So this entry here was 87% of the time will play out. So we really must be on a lower percentage. Great management, can't even be emotional about small L like that. I think, yeah, it was best to manage that. I was very happy with the way I think I've managed this trade. I think it was worth a shot. I think we were bullish today. Bias was bullish. We're trading London session. It's what in front of us. And it was the option today if we're going to continue up bullish for London session. 4-hour close bullish. We rebroke the 4-hour high. Look at daily as set up 2 here. No drawings. Our watch area should be, if this is daily, should be this daily resistance here, which we had marked. We entered as we broke this daily high here. 4-hour as well, we rebroke the 4-hour highs here as well. At least give us chance to, you know, the daily resistance here. 30-minute as well. At that time we were breaking above the highs here, had a breakout all morning. We've been trying to break out. 15-minute as well, ended up closing above, and then 5-minute created structure here. We knew that if that structure is going to be respected, we should be able to continue up, and it just failed to do so, and we managed the trade here. Could we blame it not on breaking 15-minute high? Yes, it is a probability in our trade that it never broke this high here, but we entered before that was even formed. So once the decision was made, there's no going back, right? There's no going back. We have to deal with what we see in front of us. And what we saw in front of us was price breaking out, price creating structure above our zone here. Finally, volume after big consolidation, right? We expect something like this, continuation. Volume to come in. Volume came in, failed. We had structure that tried again and then just ended up failing, but we took advantage of that and we managed the trade to make sure we don't lose as much as we initially set out. So in that terms, it's the best case scenario we could have had in this trade. I don't see any reason for us to close break even at entry, especially after us holding all that drawdown. When it came back to entry and started breaking the high, that started to look more positive towards the trade, right? It was more of a positive outlook. But this 1-minute candle here just came in and said not today. Said not today, and that was that. Like, we keep picking liquidity towards the downside here. Like, this thing can still go up here. This thing can still eventually go up. The next area of interest here is going to be this resistance formed here. So now price is going to retest this thing here. This would have been way more frustrating if we got stopped out like this. And then, you know, it ended up. But if it fails here again, then that's basically it over. Flat on GJ now. Yeah, I think it's ranging at the moment. We've come back inside the range. 30-minute has also closed back inside the range now. 15 of course closed back inside the range. So 5 minute now needs to do business. I mean, if this 15 minute can close back above here after this liquidity grab, that could be the next shot. That could be the one that does it. Definitely the one that does it. Seven pip stops? Yes. Harry, if you catch a win during London, let's say 1%, would you come back and look at NY? I don't have to, no. That's my point. So if I don't see anything interesting, I'll just leave it. I'm happy we managed the trade and this didn't stop us out and then start looking bullish here. Guys asking for gold. Yeah, gold broke below the support here. Yeah, a bit of a pullback down here. More volume than GJ, that's for sure. But with everything pointing bullish here, I'm not too comfortable trying to rip sells too early here. Trust me guys, if gold starts selling, you have plenty of room to sell, like generational room to sell. You have room. You just don't want to get caught in these fake outs because stops are very, very big on gold now. Right, very big stops here. I'm just seeing, let's say if I was to look for counter trend today, how would I have entered this trade here today? So if I was looking for counter trend, this candle would have closed with volume. But we're at this support here. This is a minor support, so probably a 5-minute candle closing below that support. I would have preferred to see a thunderstorm or something, and it wouldn't have given me one. It's pretty hard, because I just want somewhere to put stops. I could put stops on this. 37 without structure is pretty risky though. And this is right at the range. This is, if price wants to retest, it will retest the range. NY? Yeah, I think NY is always better to trade gold. Now what do we want to do? Now it seems like we want to test maybe around 2066 if we don't retrace first. Next levels for selling is going to be down below this support here. 2070 key level might have a reaction, we'll have to see. But yeah. GJ making its way towards the upside. I wonder if we get a re-entry here. One minute for this 15-minute candle to close. Let's see. How do you handle risk on re-entries? Just the same risk I'll go, because that's what you make it back with, you know? I wouldn't go less risk on a re-entry because you're not going to make it back. So if I risk full risk on this re-entry, I have to go full risk, and that's my 2 bullets for the day, you know? 30 daily result, 30, what's 30 DR? Close exactly at sticks on the 15. Not sure what you, 30 DR. Yeah, I see your level. Where do you get that from? Alright, we closed above here, which is good. First candle closing above the zone. But remember, 1 hour still hasn't broken the high. So I probably need 5 minutes leaving this zone. If a 5 minute candle can leave this zone, that's only where I look for re-entry. Not the same entry we just took, because that's not going to be valid. Otherwise, you have the same probabilities, right? You haven't broken the highs yet. $30-minute resistance, I mean, that candle closed exactly at the end of the candle of the 30-minute. Where's the 30-minute? It was pretty clean here. Here's clean, here's clean, here's clean. I think the next, if you were to mark some really old level, that would be your 30-minute resistance right here. Otherwise, they're all clean. Most recent 30-minute resistance, we closed above all of those. Even if you draw a line where you drew that resistance here, it's pretty clean. Nothing is obstructing it that I can see. Damn, imagine people who just ripped it on the 15 open, no break of high, nothing. 30-minute resistance like 30 minutes ago, that's a new resistance. Which one? This one here? This one here? That's your 1 hour resistance. It's not even a 5-minute resistance. Not sure where you got this line from. If you drew it from this wick here, then that's a wick. That's not going to be consistent. Because wicks always change. Wicks are not resistance, they're rejections. Yeah, but these wicks are not resistance. Because look, if I draw it on my broker, it's not going to be the same as you, right? Watch. For me, it's nothing, right? For you, it's closing right at. You see? For me on my broker, it's not. Because, not well, this broker here. Because the bodies is what counts. Otherwise, we would never take trades because there would be wicks everywhere, right? Because I would understand you would have a point if that was a 5-minute resistance, right? Because we can understand the 5-minute rejected that. But we can't say right now. And right now, this is an absolute mess. Look at this rejection it's having. Same 1-minute FU candle. Oh yeah, true. All I'm gonna say is that if markets are like this, I'm surprised that if I won. If I won today, I'll be surprised. It's impossible. Look at this. If you're looking for buys today, which is what makes sense technically, very hard to win when it's moving like this, right? If you're looking for buys. Yeah, too choppy. Yeah, we have to figure out something because this is not going to be good if we're just chopping like this for ages. It's not achieving anything here. It's not achieving anything. But I'm glad we managed risk on this so we don't end negative for... that we don't end negative for the month. It's not nice to start off the month negative always, but it's not a big issue. I mean, that's... If you're going to be negative, the best time to be negative is the beginning of the month because you have the whole month. It's only the 3rd. Like, it's not to be worried, but it sucked to make profits yesterday, then give it all back in one trade. So that's why we managed risk here. Gbpjpy for NFP. It is NFP week, but NFP is not till day after tomorrow. And this is GJ. The problem is the yen here. I guess the GBP has no catalyst. There's no power in the GBP, and of course the yen has switched off here. Yen is just switched off. It's sticking in this range. No power in GBP. How good did that candle look, this 15-minute candle with long rejection wick? Absolutely dead market conditions. Just be patient, guys. You'll get all the volume you want as NY session kicks in. Yes. Has GJ ever been like this? Yeah, around intervention time, which was around October. Yeah, around this time here. Yeah, when there was these few losses here, 4, 16, 12, 15, these losses here. That's when it was like this. And then, yeah, 15 here, then 17. That was the next month though, but yeah, around this time here. But no, half risk, very minute loss. I really don't think this is something we need to sit here and worry about, to be honest. I'm not worried about the trade. I'm more worried about volume coming back in GJ and when we're going to get it, because I need to pay myself. So I'll need to find other solutions. As long as NY keeps delivering, it's okay. So yeah. Anyways, boys, I'm going to call it a stream here. GJ is messing about. I need something closing above 748. If we can get something closing above 748, could be worth a re-entry. But be careful about the volume. Like if you enter again at 748 and thing just dies off again, it's just not much volume here. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I have to navigate here. And thanks for spamming L's in the chat. You're the same person who spams W's in the chat when we win. I know who you are. And if you can't handle a 7 pip loss, then I think you need to quit trading, especially when we risk 13 pips. Right? Especially when, you know, we risk 13 pips. So appreciate everyone for joining. Congrats to those who learned something. And unfortunate, at the end of the day, if you feel bad, then you shouldn't, because this is part of the game. I'm also here losing money. And, you know, this is what happens. You know, this is what happens. So focus in on the next trade. I'm glad that we managed. And yeah, hopefully we just get volume back. Volume back, we'll start winning. I know how it works. You know how it works. So, all right. Appreciate you all. Take care. Trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace. See you all.